So in terms of this mock assessment here, we've been supplied our raw data and we need to start sorting it. So, I mean, there's some field length here that are going to be some pretty dead giveaways, but let's just kind of look practically. I'm trying to kind of cheat ourselves too much. We've got first name, last name, and then first name, last name. Righto. So in terms of these two, they're almost impossible to tell apart, but when we look at the length, that's a lot longer, and that looks like it lines up with the ISBN numbers. So let's change this one here to books, judging by ISBN numbers, and took this customers. So those are customers, so we'll cut them out and we'll place them in here. This is sales, first name, last name. Just bold that for the sake of being a little bit easier to look at. Okay, so first name, last name, title, publisher, year, published, number in stock, description, addresses, postcodes, birthday. Okay, that all looks like a very easy clump to grab to go for customers. Okay, so we've got this address combined and address one. We don't really need that, to be fair. Like, if I need to get that all in a nice row together, I'll just put a query and get them together like that. So it's just okay. Righto, that's them. Those look all in a pretty good order because, like, street address, yeah, suburb, no city, but we're just assuming that it's all based like within Auckland or what have you, or like within a major city, and judging by those areas it must be. Paying credit card numbers. So in terms of the books, let's see what we've got here. So we've got a book title, a publisher with an ID, by ID numbers by the looks of it. So publisher number, publisher name. So that should probably be separated out into something called publishers. And we'll insert those. Right, and I'll just bold them. Books. Right, so got rid of those two. Delete publisher. That'd be publisher ID. ISBN. Right, so I'm just going to insert that right at the because that's my primary key, my title, publisher ID. Probably go author ID next, which I'm guessing what that must be. So I'll add another one. Author, but author's fine. Right there. Okay. So author, publisher, author, year published, number in stock, price, which this should be formatted to currency. A description, and I don't know what those, I guess that's, yeah, customer IDs and other bits and pieces, but I can't see a need for them because I can get access to generate all that stuff for me. Right, so I'm going to save that before I try and use it to import, so I'm just going to save as, and it won't be raw data, it'll be called teacher data. Be close enough. Save. Let's just open up Access now, and we'll look to import all that. And I'm going to start a blank one. Well, better make sure I know where it's saved. Let's just say it's in there. So I'll check that there and call it teacher. Right. Okay. Great. So we want to get the stuff in. So we're going to go external data, bring in from Excel. We're going to browse and locate that. Well, I know it's located there. The teacher data. Okay. And we'll get the books. We're just going to get everything in, so it doesn't really matter. So I need to make sure that these here, first row, see? First row contains headings. So yep, pre-head is everything for me. Yep, next. Let Access add a primary key for me. Well, actually no, in this case I want the choose my own primary key. and I want it to be the ISBN number. That's the whole point of it being there. Next. Input books, yes, finish. I don't want to save the steps, even though I'm going to repeat the steps again, but like, that's all I have to do to get it, really. And then authors, next. First row contains headings, yeah. Let access add, yeah. Finish, okay. And just repeat again, it's really not that bad. Well, beats having to handwrite it all, that's for sure. And yeah, get the last one. Browse. Okay. And customers. Next. Next. Finish. Okay, close. Right, so I don't need this table 1. And let's go look and try and get these relationships coming in now. So that is our primary key. That's cool. I don't know what this is formatted as. Now, currently looking at those numbers, they seem all sweet. But I don't know if any of our numbers are going to start with a leading 0. Not to mention that, you know, that's not exactly a number as a minus. So this, in terms of the field, formatted short text is correct. In terms of this, the ISBN is going to be kept to a pretty regimented format. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 characters. So I'm going to put 17. Field size, yes, some data may be lost, but it's not. This here, 255, okay, that's a little bit generous for a book title. So I'm going to say 150 characters. These are general number, which is just a format that comes through from Excel. Because if we look in here, you see it's F1. It's under general, not number, and so in here, when we make an auto number from like this primary key, which I'm going to rename author ID, is formatted just straight as number. There's no formatting here as general number. And so when you try and relate the two, they have a wee spaz. So the easiest way to fix it is just to say, I'll go short text, and then now back to number, and go yes. Right, and then that's happy in terms of its format. So that's the way to just get the format to be happy. These are years. So I just say, yeah, just a general number. Number installed, general number, yep. It's currency, because we formatted Excel as currency. And that there, description, 255, yeah, well, you could format it to long text and allow for a lot more, because I think long text allows for 2,500 characters or something like that. But I think 255 will be fine. I'm not going to get too fussy with that. Righto, so that's okay. So if we want to look at this and just understand what would have been in our entries, where we see, let's just insert 2 rows. So I've got ID 1, 2, let's just say for argument's sake this is ID 1, 1, right? So what I would be seeing would be, oh, it's probably easier to do it in Excel. Right, this one here. Ooh, in books, right. So what I would have been seeing is this. So if this field wasn't here, I would have been seeing that, then whatever, you know, ID 2 is. And so every time you see a repeat of IDs, so 18's in there a couple times because we're seeing the publisher quite a lot. So you would then be seeing this repeating all the time. And so rather than doing that, we just take a primary key and say, yep, that's linked in there. And effectively, I've got 1, 2 entries here, but I'm seeing four kind of like, you know, bits of data. And from those 4 bits, you know, 2 of them double up. So I'm already starting to double up in just 2 entries. So effectively, if this is written in once in the foreign table and then related in 1, 2, I've only used the information 3 squares effectively, because 2 from here, and then 1, 2 for the ID keys. So, well, if you count the ID keys from here as well. So effectively, as soon as you see this gone in 1, 2, and a third time, you already start to save data from then onwards. And plus it just helps with relationships and all those bits and pieces. Okay, let's start. So again, 255. We'll shorten these all right down. So first name, or what's something that's not too short, maybe 35 characters for a first name. Yes, right. Last names that tend to be a little bit longer, so I've got now 40 characters. Books, that's been shortened. Those are all fine. Yep. Customers. I'll just take my same numbers of 35 here and 40. Address. Like, I'm looking at some of these and they can get a little bit on the long side, so I might say 60. Suburb. Shouldn't really be any suburbs longer than like 35 characters. Postcode, those are 4 clearly. And I'm not formatting this to number because they start with a leading 0, and so you would lose that because it'd be a placeholder. Phone, I'm wanting to format this that it basically brackets the first area code number. So I'll go that to data type. Yes, no, right. I want that to be a tick box, so I'm going to change that. And this, I want this to be formatted that it's pre-spaces and everything. So let's look at that data formatting, because this is all that's required for kind of your data integrity and other bits and pieces. So I'll just close those other ones in the background. It's just kind of a good habit to have only the table you're working on open, because normally when you try and do something in Access, it'll complain that something else is open in the background. So first of all, customer ID, those are all good. Phone, right. In here, there's this one called input mask. Basically, yes, save the table now. It formats like this kind of thing here. So I can say edit list and format. I'll say so I'll just say NZ number. I'm editing over the top of this, so let's undo that. So I'll say make a new one and I'll call it NZ number. Input mask looks like bracket number bracket space 123 space 1234. Placeholder, that is a space. Sample data, so if I type in something there, it just shows me what it looked like. Okay, and that text unbound, I have no idea, I've never had to play with that option, so I'll just go cool. Close. So I'll choose NZ number now. Next. Yep. Placeholder character space. Next. When I enter it, I actually want it to look like this. Next. Finished. So now if I save and go back to here, none of these look changed because they haven't been entered yet. Because it's like I've made the change but they're already entered. So if I just paste over the top of each other, there you go. There you can see it's all coming nice. So any new number now will automatically pick up that format. So if I was wanting a cell phone, I would maybe have another one. And credit card, I want to do the same thing. So it's just like 4 space, repeated. Which is this one here. I'm curious as to why it hasn't been a tick box, so I can get around that issue easy enough. Credit card, here we go. Input mask, tick that. And is there anything in here that looks like it? Nah. So I'm just going to go with, I'll just take the phone number, go next. Go edit list. And then put a new one and go credit card, input mask. So right at the start, 1 2 3 4 space 1 2 3 4 space 1 2 3 4 space 1 2 3 4. Placeholder, yep, that's fine. And then sample data, basically you just type in some numbers and then go close. Right, and then I will choose credit cards. placeholders that, which is basically uses a space. I want the numbers to look like this, thank you very much. Right, and finish, and go back to here. Those are already pre-spaced, so I don't really need to do the copy pasting. But this one here, I want the newsletter to be an actual tick box. So I'm going to say yes, no, like a tick box, and then go newsletter, all one word, so that way it doesn't conflict with this one. Yep, okay, and then I'm just going to copy this data and then paste it, because effectively they're all viewed at the same thing. Now that's so much easier to look at, isn't it? And then I'll delete that field, yes, and you know, if I'm really like worried about them not being the same place, I can click and drag and put it there. Alright, okay, so I've done input mask. I've gone and shortened down pretty much all my field. I think for the publishers field's the only one. Oh look, I can format that one to have numbers that look the same too. So I will just go fields here. Those look like they can be a bit long, so I'm going to give them 55 characters to be generous. And this one here, I don't know, 15, because I can't be bothered counting. Right, okay. What this does, it also reduces the file size of a database, because even though it might be that many characters long, I've allowed 255, so the database is going to allocate 255 characters of space, even whether they're used or not. Sure, ID. Right, okay. So I'll just go in the database, and then we'll just see the number input mask. Yes, I'll say. Right, NZ number. Next. Placeholder character. Yeah, space. Yeah. Enter it like that. Yeah, next. Finish. Hopefully the same length. We'll find out. Because oh, there you go. They're pre-updated. Okay, there we go. Let's close. Yes, and close. Yes, and then database tools. This is where all the relationships happen. So our books is our kind of our main one. Our customers is over here. Publishers and authors. So author ID to author ID, enforce referential integrity. There to there. That's it. That's all we need to do. But what the issue is now, and this is the tricky part of the database, is I want to get a customer to buy more than one book, which isn't exactly a straightforward process. So in order to do that, we need to make some tables in the middle that are going to help get these two connected, because I can't just say customer buy that book, because what happens if that customer wants to buy lots of books in one go, because it won't really want to do that. So I'm going to create a table, and I'm going to call it order ID. Orders. Okay, so this will be order ID. So in the order, we basically want to establish who's making the order and when they're purchasing it, and probably want to know if the order's been shipped, and that's more for the company side of processing things and making sure that they've done everything, because it's one thing for an order to be placed, it's another thing to say, oh, the company has so many stock of that book, but someone's ordered more than we've got a stock. So we'll get the order together. We've obviously got to order more stock, and once we've got that together, we'll ship it out, and then we'll deduct the stock off that has been shipped out. Right, so we need a customer ID, which will be a number, because we're going from an auto number. We'll need a order date. That'll be date, and I'll make sure that date format down here is short date, and I'll go shipped, and I'll make that a yes no. Right, that's all we need for there, because what we'll do is we'll establish we're making an order, who's making the order. Now in terms of trying to say like the book we're ordering, that'd be fine if I said, right, in this order I've got this customer, they want that book. What happens if that customer wants to buy two books? I can't put a primary key from one table in there in two rows to say, oh, book purchase 1, book purchase 2. Plus, to be fair, What happens if the next customer only wants to purchase one book, and then the customer after that wants to purchase 6 different books? Then suddenly I need to have 6 rows, but I sometimes only use one of the rows, and it's highly inefficient, let alone the fact that it doesn't actually work. So I'm going to close that. Then I'm going to create another table, and what this is going to be the purchases from that order. So purchase ID. So what we want to establish is I'm making a purchase. I want to link the order to it. So from the I do capitalize, right? Okay, not that I should, but anyway. Order ID. So that's going to be order number. So I can say order 1 was me, Mr. Greenwood. And for purchase 1 was linked to order 1, Mr. Greenwood, and he purchased one book number 27. Then for order, we'll just say we're still on order 1, but we're going to purchase now 2, still linked to order 1. So you can see that order 1 starts repeating because it's my second purchase I'm adding to my order. Then book, ID 45 or something. Right, so from there we've got the order. So essentially what we need to know is the book ID, which is going to be a short text because the book there is the ISBN number. And then what else do we need? Well, the only other thing I might want to run is what happens if I want to order more than one book at a time. So I'll put in a quantity, and this will be a number, and I'll put in, because I want to know the price, even though I've got the price from the book here, I want to do kind of like a running total because I want to on the fly work out a subtotal. So, I don't want to calculate it. No, I don't want to calculate it. I wanted currency. Yeah. But then subtotal will be calculated. Total. Alright. And that won't work. Well, it won't let me do this calculated field because when I click purchases, it's only got ID. It hasn't updated all these things here. So if I save, okay, then chances are I'll need to now do like that because it tried to do it once and didn't have the field. Oh, it didn't save it. Stupid thing. Right, okay. Close. Yes, I want to save. Yes. What? Whatever here. Close. Yes. Access allows one auto number field per. Oh, whoops. This was supposed to just be number, not auto number. Don't know how that happened. Right. Close. Yes. Right. Let's go into purchases. Design view. Subtotal. Right. Calculated. And we'll say quantity times price. Okay. There you go. Now we'll have to get this to basically be filled in via the form because we have got it there, but I just want to be, when I say I ordered 6 books and they're at $10 each, I want that to instantly spit out $60. So in the quantity in here I can put an input mask, which I don't really want, but I can want a default value. I want the default value to be 1. The validation rule saying whatever the field is, which is what you just pretend's on this side, must be greater than 0. So they have to order 1 or more. And then validation text says must order 1 book or more. That way they don't try and order negative 20 books and then break the database, or they get a free purchase or something because they've done it that way. That is all good to go now. So I will close that, save. So let's go design, show tables, orders, purchases. Right. So orders, purchases. So order ID, customer ID, there, enforce, yes. So order ID purchase to order ID, sorry, yep. And then book ID to ISBN number. Let's just drag these over so they match up a bit nicer. To book ID, there, yes. And there you have it. So that is your structure for it all set up, with being able to make purchases and orders between your stuff. Next we'll cover on how to do the forms and get them going and doing all the bits and pieces involved in there. But all our data is set up, it's all happy, it's been formatted, it's been validated, it's had the field shortens, everything like that. So it ticks all those like you've actually done the process fully and properly with your raw data first. So there you go.